Okay. Hey YouTube, it's Chris with Lone Star Mobile Mechanic. I want your attention right now. If you work on Polaris 90, Outlaw 90, and the Kickstarter's messed up, and you can't get through, and it's walled out on the case, here's what you do. You get a 325 thousandths roll pin, 3/4 of an inch long. You tap it into place in the case. Tap it in there. You take your gear, your Kickstarter gear, and you try to push it on there. It don't go on there, and it's going to hang up, and it's going to roll, and it's not going to work. So right at that point right there, take a pair of vice grips and reach in there and squeeze that roll pin. Just squeeze it. It'll stay in place. Don't squeeze it much. Measure it with your vice grips. And then, because the hole on your Kickstarter is about 312 thousandths tight. So if you squeeze it down to where it's 300 thousandths, that'll fit perfect. That'll fit absolutely perfect. So you squeeze it down, and then you take a piece of emery cloth and you sand it, make it smooth. Okay, it's just a kickstart. So, I mean, you're not gonna, sure, a machine finish on it would be fantastic, but that roll pin's thick enough that it'll last a good long time. Alright, slip your gear on there, slip it into place, put it into place, and test it. Before you put it on the machine, you test it, make sure it's going to recoil. If it don't recoil, pull that puppy back off there, sand it some more. Make sure it's sanded as much on one side as you do on the other. I know it's a round part, so make sure you sand it round. Alright? And then put some WD-40 on that puppy and test her until she's recoiling properly. Then put it in place, bolt your machine up, and test it. If it does not work, pull it back off and loosen it up just a little bit more. Alright? It will work. Trust me, I just did it. And the pins that Polaris said was used to fix this, First of all, they bottomed out in the machine. They would fall through the Kickstarter and just fall through the little Kickstarter gear, and they bottom out they were too short and not big enough in diameter. So that's what I come up with. I went to the parts store, and for $1.25, I bought me a little small roll pin and drove it into place. It was 300. The roll pin was 325 thousandths diameter, and it was, come on, baby, and it was 3/4 of an inch long. Worked perfect. Couldn't ask for a better fix. So if you ever run into that problem with a Polaris 90 Outlaw, you're in there. Just be patient with it. Forgive me for being dirty. I work for a living. God bless you. Have a great day. Like this video, comment on this video, smash the button, ring the bell, subscribe. Time you Kickstarter at 3 o'clock.